listeners, how do you do? This is my podcast and it's just for you. It's called TED Talks and it's a load of shite, but I hope you enjoy it because I've kept it like it's about an hour long and all about Teesside, the people, the places and the borough pride. It's only episode 90. Episode 90 of TED Talks. Join the gang. I don't know the rest of the words of that conga reference I was doing there, Mala, but it's episode 90 and I've got a stiffy on.
Well, it is episode 90, and wasn't that done by your mate, Dean Michael?
Well, Dean Michael, yeah. He was in Blacklit. He also did a little short spell in the band Smokey as well, I must point out. But yeah, he was in Black Lace for a while, but I think them songs were created before he joined, but he sort of edited them when all the other members died. So yeah, he is Mr. Black Lace, my mate Dean Michael, and he does the conga, Superman, and we're having a gangbang off Rita Sue and Bob Toole.
Well, yeah, that's my favourite, that one. You know, we're having a gangbang, we're having a ball. It's class, man.
We're having some cheeky off a key behind the wall. That's just thought of me version. You know what I mean? How you been doing, mate? All right. You're looking like you've been trying to bronze your eyes a little bit there.
No, and let me tell you, right, because on Monday, I think it is next week, or is it this week? I'm not sure. Boris says you can have 6 lads in your garden. Right, and Broadback, she says that she's going to have 6 lads in her garden. Only found out she was talking about a lady garden. So she's going to have basically an orgy, I think. And do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm all right. I'm not bothered. But I just think it's a bit wrong that Boris is saying you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, she's cut down the numbers, hasn't she, recently? And you know, there's one thing that plays on my mind. When you have so many lads in your garden, you want them to leave it nice and tidy afterwards, don't you? So you don't be walking into a mess.
Well, you could literally walk into it sometimes as well.
Yeah, I have heard she has got a rather, wide gash. Is that true? Would you prefer an assessment?
Well, you said you don't need the word gash a lot, but I like it.
I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing back the gash. What?
Bring the gash back. Davy Dickinson's gash back with you.
Oh, welcome to the show. Look at this lovely gash. Blah, 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 blah. He just starts motting it out.
Well, yeah, right, because we'll get called sexist in that, Ted. We must say, all right, if we do bring gash back, right, we'll also have knob news, which should be done. It's instead of the 10 o'clock news.
Yeah, I've got it. Instead of knob news, I'm bringing back the dong. So, the news dong.
Yeah,
dong.
That's what it was. That was part of my joke. I was getting on there.
Oh, I'm going to steal it again. Mate, this is why, because we have such great comedy minds, just mine's a little bit faster, you know. Sorry, I stole it. Do another one, right? Roll it out.
That's all right. I'm happy with that. No, it worked well. That we'll keep that one, Ted. I loved it. Yeah, that's what we would have. We would have tongue do. We would have dick news or whatever, you know what I mean?
Dong news.
And dong. Dong, the news at 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is what it is at the minute, isn't it? I mean, this is what the world's come to when we're getting excited about putting people in your garden. And what if you don't have a garden, right? That's a bit unfair.
Are you allowed 6 people around your wheelie bin?
Well, I don't know. What if you live in a block of flats?
Hey, do you think are we allowed to go and set fire to a steel bin and all sing around it like Rocky, but with 6 of us?
I didn't think you weren't allowed to do that anyway. I do that most nights. Me and the lads get together.
Yeah, I don't think there's any sort of COVID restrictions on outdoor singing around bins. Certainly, if you're a homeless chap.
No, well, of course. Yeah, but right, let me tell you, I've been mostly this week. I've been stuck in Broadbacks, haven't I? Because, do you know what I mean? I just haven't been able to get out anywhere. And I've been watching loads of movies, but I've been watching loads of telly as well, Ted. And
what have you been watching?
Let me tell you, I've been watching a bit of EastEnders, haven't I?
EastEnders. It's bloody shit, mate. All it is bloody... Right, it's just full of plastic cockneys going, you know what, mate, you're getting that down.
Well, that lad's on it, isn't he? That does the thing where they drop the balls and he goes,
Kieran Dyer.
drop 'em. No, Kieran Dyer, he's on it. And he goes, drop 'em. Do you know what I mean? And he's like proper cockney. He's on it as well. And I think he was, like, the storyline's a bit wrong. I think he had sex with an older lady, but when he was younger, and, like, he's kicking off. And that's on that storyline. I was watching that.
Was he not shouting, drop him a cat slater?
I don't know.
She went, but I haven't had a trim.
Yeah, and let me tell you, right, it's almost becoming impossible to have a wank over Stacey Slater. I mean, you still can, but it's getting there, you know what I mean? She used to be all right. But
yeah.
No, it's no good. And you like a rubber mate, don't you?
Ruby, she's like a little beautiful horse, isn't she? You know what I mean? I'd like to like stroke her hair whilst I feed her the apple. You know what I mean? So yeah, but there's very, very, very limited amount of flange in EastEnders now. I mean, who's the one who used to go out with Billy Mitchell and now she's boshing Jake Mitchell as well. Honey. She used to be all right, but you know she's getting on a bit now as well. So there's not many in now. You know what I mean? I mean, I'd still have a go on Kathy. Don't get me wrong. Well, Ian's mum.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that lass who used to beat up Kermit the Frog, she does me head in as well.
Are you on about Sharon?
Well, Sharon.
Yeah.
I often thought that, like, she was a bit like Miss Piggy and Ian was a bit like Kermit the Frog. And I think that's the dynamic they were going for there. And that would make Phil Mitchell Fozzie the Bear. So it's good.
Just Ian walks in. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Ian. Oh, yeah. It's crap. Phil Mitchell's boshing his way through the square. Like, he had a blast on Cat Slater the other week. I like that.
Right, and out of all the older ones, so the nicest one's Denise, I think. You know,
Denise, yeah. She's got lovely skin. Lovely skin.
I'd have a go on that. She must be clocking on 60 as well, but I'd still have a go on that.
I would as well, yeah. But there's not much else of desire within there. You know what I mean? I mean, I like Bianca's daughter, that ginger lass who was on the dancing show as well. I like her. She's got a really incredibly strong thighs and bum.
What dancing you on about?
Tiffany she's called. I like her. I like her, Malra, I do, really. But that's about it, you know what I mean? And when if you flip over to like Coronation Street, right? You've got loads of flange in Coronation Street. It's not as much as Emmerdale, but it's good. I mean, they've got that lovely little Polish girl now in Coronation Street who's trying to bang Tyrone behind Fizz's back. You know what I mean? I'm loving that.
So Tyrone's going to bosh someone behind Fizz's back?
Yeah.
Well, the back's big enough, so he probably can have a couple of people.
If it were Fizz, I'd have a go Fizz me, like, you know.
Well, man, you could put your todger between that gap in the teeth. It's massive. But I would have a go on her. But I tell you what, that went downhill after Roy Cropper's last left. You know, she was mint there, like peppermint. But,
yeah, like, I'm not going to break it out.
Yeah, he rubbed out many over her. She was mint.
Hayley,
well,
yeah.
Class. And she she cooked loads as well, didn't she? So she'd make you a good breakfast. She was always offering people sausage buns. So I was like, and I was thinking, there's no better than I would like after having a quick go on her, and then to get one of her sausage buns. You know what I mean?
Hayley sausage. You want a bit of Hayley sausage?
And I'd have a cup of tea in the caf, and like in front of everybody, and when they're saying, what you doing? I'm eating Hayley sausage. Of course I would. I'd love it.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later about this one, Bala. What's your thoughts on Tracy Barlow?
Well, proper. She is borough, isn't she? Like proper.
She's a borough lass.
It's a borough lass that all over. Do you know what I mean? Just like does what she wants. Proper bitchy in that. Probably fucking gives. You know when they give a really aggressive blowjob for no reason, and it like, babe, what you doing? Like not even enjoying it. That's the type of woman she is.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like that Asian girl as well. You know, the one with the long black hair. She's lovely. Yeah,
yeah. Is that bird who still has a knicker factory in? Who was in Footballers' Wives?
Carla. Yeah. Carla still get it as
she's
well.
She's a proper yarn milfer, isn't she?
She is, yeah. You know, she'll be like, you know, riding up Yarmouth Street in a Chelsea tractor with the hunters on, and just a lovely moist tuppence.
Well, yeah, that's why you're saying there, Tracy Barlow. She's a bit like Dormanstown, isn't she? And then he's a bit like Yarm. Yeah. So yeah, is Deirdre still in it as well?
No, Deirdre's dead in real life now, so God rest her soul. But no, she was killed off in it a while ago now, bless her.
Yeah, she went through a lot of cock on that, like, didn't she?
She did, yeah. She changed the surname every week.
Well, I like Rashid. That was my favourite one.
Rashid, yeah. I liked her when she was in jail and she was a rough diver. I just imagine that.
That sounds horrible.
I do like Ken's side partner, though, you know what I mean? He's been rocking that for a long time. I like that.
He's classing. Right, and I tell you what, right, he does some portioning of the sausage, doesn't he, around the as well? He's dipped a few.
Didn't he say he's banged thousands of women off screen as well?
Well, yeah, I don't want to think about that, but he probably has, hasn't he?
He has.
Yeah, but I tell you what, is Miss Popoff still in it? Because, you know, I love her.
Yeah, she pops up every now and again. Miss Pop-Up, she's known as now. But yeah, it's some good quality flange in Coronation Street. But then if you jump over to Emmerdale, that's where you hit the jackpot. And you know you're going to get a scuttle on the first date because the Leeds lasses. You know what I mean? Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, yeah. Well, again, that's mint and I love it all. But do you know, like, when you're watching something and you're like, nah, this is like when you're on premium porn, when all I really want to do is watch a bit of fans only, because on that premium porn there's like loads of like proper smart ass birds there, and I'm thinking, yeah, well, I'm never going to get with these girls ever. I don't have a chance. So what's the point? But like if you go on fans only and you've got, you know, Deborah from 4 Doors Down, you know what I mean? You think, well, I
know what you mean.
That's like watching Emmerdale. For me, I just can't get into it because it's so far beyond what I'm going to ever have.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to see someone, you know, beautifully filmed in the back of a taxi getting rattled with different camera angles. Yeah. What you want to see is, you want to see someone on a camera phone over the bonnet of a taxi in the woods.
Exactly. I tell you what, if Emmerdale starts doing that, then they've got my viewership will come back. And
well, that Kim Tate's back in it. She's right mucky cow, you know what I mean? She's dead rich. She's probably got a lovely, lovely flange.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, last time, right, I watched Emmerdale. There was an absolutely beautiful Asian woman in it.
Oh, she's stunning, yeah.
Woman. Honestly, she was mint.
Yeah, she's still in it, mate. She's proper class. She really is. There's a few in it who would definitely get a doink off me.
Well, yeah, why did they stop calling it Emmerdale Farm anyway and just become Emmerdale? What's all that about again? Yeah, I'm sick of people doing stuff like that.
I'll tell you, because the main premises of the story on Emmerdale Farm was based around working on a farm. And then when the village developed into Emmerdale and more shops and businesses were attracted to it and the storylines grew and grew and grew, they thought the farm was no longer necessary and just called it Emmerdale.
Well, yeah, right. If that's the case, as the village gets bigger, as they develop it, and like Borough, where they want to be all artistic, are they going to start calling it like the Northern Quarter and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Because it's got bigger, and then eventually it'll be like the council district. So it went from Emmerdale Farm to Emmerdale Council District, Emmerdale Northern Quarter, and all of that.
Could be, yeah. You do realise in Middlesbrough they've only called it the Northern Quarter because they're only dealing in quarters in that area now. So.
That's very cool. You have to do that. What, right? I cannot survive longer than 5. Honestly, I can't get past the opening credits on Hollyoaks before I have to be running to the toilet.
Oh, mate. Yeah, listen, I know one of the lasses in Hollyoaks. She's proper class. She plays one of the McQueens. She's a young girl. I met her you were there when we went to that awards doing Leeds, and she was singing and that, and I went over and tried to tap her up for a bit. I stayed in touch with her, and she's in Emmerdale now. So that means technically I'm famous too.
Well, yeah, that just reminded me that, Ted. Like, you know, when we went and saw her and she was singing away. Do you remember when you were on Britain Got Talent to try and get famous?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, don't remind me about that. Welcome to Britain's Got talent here on ITV. Who have we got next up then, Dick?
Well, I didn't even know who we've got next up, because I was too busy having a look over onto our beautiful audience. Aren't they good? Aren't they good people at home?
What a beautiful audience. They're doing great, man. They're great, aren't they? I like that one there.
How did you get here today, then? Did you take the taxi again?
I got a lift off our mum. Let's not talk about that. Right. Here he is. It's Ted from Thornaby.
Thornaby, how are you doing? Ted? Are you a Teesside? Are you a Smuggy?
Yeah, I'm mate, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just coming, I thought, I've got, a really good talent in that. I thought, why not bring it to Britain's Got Talent and let the world see my talent?
Well, is it a little talent, because I'm only a little man.
What's it like? Is it a big talent? Little talent? Big talent? Little talent? Fucking hell, he's keen, isn't he? Is it sure he stopped drinking? You know what I mean?
Well, let's move on from that, Ted. We don't like to talk about that, do we?
No, it's a special talent that you're just going to have to wait and see. You're going to have to wait and see. You know what I mean? Oh, well, they're calling you on the stage, Ted. So on you go, pet.
Okay, so who are you?
All right, everyone. My name is Ted Hanky. And I'm from Thornaby-on-Tees, which is a little shithole in Cleveland, Teesside.
Ted Hanky. Well, what will you be doing for us today, Ted?
Thank you, Mr. Cowell. Some people refer to it as magic. I just refer to it as natural skills.
Okay.
Oh, natural skills. Oh, I can't wait to see this.
David, what we must remember when we are on Britain's Got Talent is, will you be able to do this in front of the Queen on a Royal Variety performance?
I think, personally, the Queen will fucking love it. I really do. Listen to me there. You can't swear whilst you're on Britain's Got Talent, so... watch your language. I think the boy's got potential, though. I do like him. I like the look of him. I think he's got potential.
But that's going to start you in good stead already, that Louis likes the look of boys, so you should be fine.
I didn't understand the word he said, to be honest, Simon. So, shall I just do me thing? You all ready for it?
Okay, then take it away, Ted Hanky.
Singing a bit of rocker. He's doing great, like. Oh, he's only windmilling his cock. Oh, Simon's loving that, man. Oh, brilliant.
Let's see what the judges are going to have to say about it.
Aye.
Well, let me tell you, Ted, the last person I saw windmill a cock of that size, he got through to the last round. It was on the American version of X Factor, and he is currently having a very successful career in the porn industry. So for me, yeah, I can see the potential in this. I really do like the look of it. What about you, David?
Oh, I'm all hot. I'm all under the collar here. Oh, Ted, you're a little surprised, ain't you? I've never seen a cock swing that fast before. Jeez, it nearly had me eye out. It's a yes from me.
And that would leave us to Louis. He already has 2 yeses, but
Simon, I can talk to myself here, don't worry. I gotta say, you got real potential there, Ted. I mean, certainly the way that the bell end nearly hit your own head. I've not seen that before. You was very close to danger. It's a dangerous technique. I've not seen that since the times I managed boys on. So, for me, you're going all the way. You're going all the way to final.
Now, Ted, this sounds excellent. And just before we let you talk, what I would remind you in the next round, maybe you need to change this up a bit. Maybe get your testicles involved. And look to firming up. But we really enjoyed what we saw there, and especially when it hit David in the eye. That was a personal favourite of mine.
That was I aimed that as well. I did aim that. Yeah.
So over to you, Ted.
Thank you very much, Judges. I look forward to seeing you in the next round. I've got some more dick tricks up my sleeve with a double trouser leg. Oh, well done there, Ted. That was great. Oh, wow.
He was a little bit excited with that, weren't you, Anton?
I started windmilling me own around, you know. I nearly hit decking the chops, man.
Very small, though. Very small.
Cheers, lads. I'll see you next time. Cheers. I'll see you later, Ted. He's crackers, man. Aye.
Yeah, I tell you what, right? The best thing about that, Ted, was like when I saw Ant and Dec then with mop and bucket after you'd just finished, because that stage, you know what I mean? It was a
It just happens. It just happens, mate. It's like when you slowly release a gas valve. It just eventually all just comes out and explodes. You know what I mean?
It smell a bit like that, actually, like trap gas.
It was beautiful. Honestly, it really was. It was a great day. Yeah. Hey, I tell you what, Mala. I don't know about you, but I am sick to death of the way this frigging weather's going at the moment, right? I know this sounds like a really boring discussion, right? But I'm putting the weather on, right? And it's normally that little guy who the suits don't fit him with the shit ginger beard and the black hair because he dyes his hair. And he's going, yeah, we're going to have record low temperatures this week. And then I put it on the next day and then, we're going to have record high temperatures this week. I just don't know what underpants to put on.
Yeah, well, first of all, when you went, I thought we'd moved on from the Emmerdale discussion, but you were a bit Yorkshire on us there. Right? And secondly, Leah, listen, we are Teesside, we are proud. You do not need someone on the telly to tell you what the weather is. I've told you before, Ted, look out your window, man. You know what I mean? That's how I do it, don't I? I just go outside and stick my foot out and go, it's cold. Well, I'll put a vest on. But I just a vest, though, you know what I mean? Like nothing else, obviously.
Well, of course. There's nothing, a vest is a universal garment that it can make you look masculine in all weather types. That's my personal opinion.
Well, right. It's just they made it especially because my armpits do get hot, but my nipples freezing. So therefore, it's a perfect garment for me. It covers up my nipples, but it keeps my armpits from getting too hot.
That's a great point. I have rather thick, coarse chest hair, so I'm a little bit, like the Wolverine. I look a bit like him when I've got my top off, if you're trying to imagine it, listeners. Very, very strong and muscular, but I like to keep the hairy masculinity as well.
And whereas Mala, you do have them fingernails as well that are massive.
Jolie likes them for me to, I can get down the side of the couch when she drops crisps and stuff like that.
What are you calling her lady parts now, the couch?
Mate, it looks like a broken sofa, honestly. You should see the clip of it, honestly. Like you drive past someone's house in fucking, I don't know, the rough end of Thornavine, someone's put a sofa out on the street.
Hang on, Ted. What do you mean, the rough end? Like you couldn't have to be a bit more specific there because you work from Podbean, so we're allowed to do that, Ted, aren't we?
We're allowed because we grew up there in the rough end, didn't we? You know what I mean? And we still go back there hunting.
We grew up in the old end of Pornaby, didn't we, Ted?
Yeah. Yeah. But we used to do all our burgling in the new end.
Not up by the town centre though, because that's just as rough as the bottom end as well.
Oh no, we were getting into some turf wars there.
Just that night where the Spitty is. That's where we used to go, didn't we? Just don't tell anyone anyway.
Yeah, you got into a turf war before, didn't you? When you nicked all that AstroTurf from goals.
Well, yeah, I wanted to put it in the rec, didn't I? Bring back the glory days of our own AstroTurf pitch we had.
Yeah, you nicked it from goals and you were trying to sell it to soccer sensations, and that's where it all just backfired, mate. You know what I mean? They all speak to each other. They know the crack is. I rang them up. They said, "Yeah, it's Billy from goals. If someone in a white vest comes down trying to sell some AstroTurf, give us a ring." And you were just nabbed straight away, weren't you?
Well, yeah, it's lucky though, wasn't it? Because I had to do community service, and that's what I did. I worked there, didn't I? And we had a team that we had to put in, like the five-a-side team. Remember the Corkheads?
Oh, yeah, fucking hell, yeah.
What was our team called again? Because you went all like religious and that, didn't you? And like Italian.
We were called the Stallions.
we were
St. Mary's Stallions, but then we just called it the Stallions because we were getting loads of sort of anti-Catholic hate.
And I looked like a horse, apparently, so that's what we were called, the Stallions.
Hey, we were undefeated for about 3 seasons down Soccer Sensations, like, you know what I mean? In our Snyder Juve tops that all had like, I think I had Del Piero on the back of mine. You had Baggio. Jenna's had Nedved.
As well. Do they still do that? Like the young chaps of today, do they all still go down Soccer Sensations and that and have like proper, what are the most violent games of five-a-side you're ever going to have in your life?
It's like Mad Max versus five-a-side, isn't it? You know what I mean? I'm expecting like Tina Turner sometimes to be stood on the railings going, "It's fight time!"
Yeah, I used to rate playing them Deaf Lads, me. They were brutal. Do you know the Deaf team?
I forgot about them. Oh, mate, we're going to get in so much trouble if we start talking about this now, but I'm going to allow it.
No, you're good lads. Like, you listen. Like, no.
Don't say no to him.
No, don't say no to the McCann here anyway. No, like, there were good lads, right? There was sound, but there was a
team. I can't hear sound.
There was a team of deaf people on the TED.
Yeah.
Like, and they come, and like the deaf girls were minters as well, weren't they? They were proper class. Like, do you remember they did? You come, and the girls were mint as well. I used to always try and get stuck into them, and I'd be like, just ignore me. And then we figured out why it was. But yeah, it was class. And we used to have fights with them, didn't we? So like, someone would go into and had tackle, and all of a sudden the cage door would open.
Don't do the voice. Don't do
I'm
it.
not going to do it. But loads of people would come running in, and there'd just be a mass fight going on, wouldn't it? It was class.
It was fucking scary because, like, everyone outside watching, they had a very big deaf community. They were all banging on the railings and shouting. And I'm not going to do the impression, but it's a scary noise of a deaf person shouting at you, isn't it?
I think they were banging on because it's like the vibrations, isn't it? It's something like that.
What, to attract deaf people from all around the pitches? They all just flock. Like, we felt the vibrations. Next thing you know, there's just like a fucking army of the deaf all wanting to fight. All wanting to fight. 6 lads in snidey Juve tops.
Listen, right, they're not going to read this podcast, so say whatever you want to say.
No, there's a Braille version.
It's pretty Braille, yeah, that used to be some of the best days of our lives, didn't we? We used to have a right laugh. And then we won in a cup, didn't we? Do you remember? We had to go to like a award ceremony in that crap little bar they had upstairs.
And they got the hypnotist in.
Yeah. And you were lying, and then we all got smashed and then went down the mall. It was mint that, like. I used to love that.
One of the lads got hypnotised to pretend he liked. I think he every time he heard a certain noise, he'd just get his nipples out and pretend to squeeze milk. He still does it now. They've not took the spell off him.
Well, the worst thing is he's a milkman now, so it's like.
Yeah, not good for business, like, you know what I mean. Oh, we've had some great moments, you know what I mean. It's almost as good as that time, you know, when you went on Mastermind.
Oh, you don't even want to talk about that.
Good evening and welcome to Mastermind. Our first contestant comes from a little town in Teesside called Thornaby. Hello, Mala.
Well, it's Mala, just Mala. Unlike you, you know, Magnum Chalk Ice or whatever your name is. Golden Nugget, Magnum Magnusson, McGimmon, whatever. You just Mala.
Okay, Mala, thank you for the prolonged introduction there. What is your subject of expertise?
Big, wet, sweaty fannies.
Can we remove him from the chair, please? Mala, that's going to be a world record time on there, you Doyle. Yeah, they should really vet what type of questions people want to answer, don't they, really? But they don't.
Yeah, I thought that's what he wanted. I'm not going to go into that because, like we said at the time, I am now banned off BBC Two anyway, so I don't care. They shouldn't be doing live versions of Mastermind, should they?
No, they shouldn't, no. Anyway, no one watches it anyway, unless you're like over 70 and a virgin. So, was that countdown one of them anyway? You know what I mean? So, right, well, it's nearly the end of the show, man. I'm just smelling my armpits there. They're a bit smelly, aren't they? Sorry about that.
Get yourself a vest on, and I tell you what, your nipples, your arms will be lovely and cool, but your nipples will be roasting warm.
Well, I've neglected my armpit hair during lockdown as well. It's tremendously long at the moment.
Well, if you give me 2 seconds, I'm going to nip off now, and I'll go get a vest from Broadback. So you can borrow one of hers because you're a little bit bigger than me. Right?
All right then, mate, yeah.
See you later, podcasters.
See you later. Mala there, Mala. You have to get me a bloody vest from Broadbacks, you know what I mean? I'll fucking end up using that as a hammock in the garden. She's massive. Thank you for getting this far in the show. That concludes this week's episode of TED Talks, the TED Hanky Podcast. It's for class and that, you know what I mean? Big thank you to my sponsors, Showcase Comedy, Last Stop to Edinburgh, Butterfan TV, and the George Pub and Grill in Stockton. Prop class cheese matters. Thursday we're back with another live show on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Whatever the fuck that is, I don't have a clue. But just search TED Hanky Comedy if you don't currently follow me on the Facebook or the YouTube or the Twitch. It's class show. Me and Mala just talk about a load of crap and you get to ask questions and stuff like that. It's all live. You see our faces and all that. It's good. And it's just a bit different to this podcast, you know what I mean? Because it's more like a TV show. One can only dream, you know what I mean? Exciting news about the podcast, so now we've hit episode 90. We've only got 10 more episodes left. Once we hit that milestone of 100, I'm going to retire and off all the money I've made off this lovely No, I'm not really. I've not made a penny. We're going to be launching a brand new podcast. It's going to be filmed live, so that's right, filmed, so you're going to be able to see me and Mala as we do it, and then it's going to be downloaded into an audio podcast as well. So if you don't watch the stuff, I don't have time, when you rely on the ears to do the listening, you'll still have an opportunity for that. And I'm excited about it as well because it's got a very special theme. I'll reveal all a little bit later on as the weeks come, but it's going to be class, I swear down. Yeah. So yeah, but thank you very much for getting this far on today's episode, this week's episode. Please do share it with your friends and your family and your pets, anyone really. Leave a 5-star rating on iTunes if you listen on an Apple, whatever one of them is. And hopefully international break's over now. We'll get some proper football going. So Neil Warlock, let's get the lads in the playoffs and up the for it and believe.